talk is strong.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hello, Christian Prince.
Yes, how are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm very fine, thank God.
Am I live
Yes, we are
on
live.
Skype?
We are live on air in YouTube. So in case you don't like to be live, you can hang up.
No, there's no problem.
Okay.
But I will say that my English is not very good.
Oh, there we
Am
are
I?
two more. We can play cards now because my English is not good too.
Okay.
So if you find two more people don't speak good English, we can make a team of non-speaking English team.
I can't hear you very well.
Oh, you cannot?
I'm gonna put my AirPods.
Okay.
Just 1 second.
I will check.
Okay, what about now?
Well, I don't know. I hear you from my side. I have no problem, but I don't know.
Okay, so my story.
Yeah.
I'm from Belgium.
Okay.
And I would say I can say I was born in
Yeah.
a Muslim family,
Okay.
but I've always questioned myself about Islam. There are many things that are not so logic to me.
Like what? Like what?
Women and men are not equal in Islam.
Hmm.
Women have to wear hijab. Men men can marry 4 wives.
Oh, how nice.
Many things, I don't know.
What's wrong with
I don't
man?
know.
What's wrong with man marrying 4 wives? It's I think like look think about it in a positive way. So now
No.
you are in the kitchen and another wife she is making salad. You are making barbecue, and one woman she is doing massage to the feet of the husband, and there's the other one doing training for belly dancing. I mean, it's fun.
No.
No.
It's not. It's
You
not.
know
It's not like this.
why the woman she is not allowed to have 4 husbands there? You know, I mean, doesn't
Yeah. Why?
you know?
Why?
Well, the women she like
Why?
to be spoiled too. Like here we go. You want to spoil the man, spoil the women. 4
Yeah.
husbands.
Why?
One is doing
Why
dishes
not?
and the other one doing laundry. And you know, I mean, whatever. We don't want to go in details. You know?
No. It's so unlogic and disgusting. And I've never how would I say that? I've never believed in hadith. Never. In Quran also, because one day my sister told me, if you can't believe in hadith, so you can't believe in Quran either, because you are not sure that the Quran is the word of God, because hadith it's the word of a man. It's a man, not women, of course. So I don't know. There are so in my mind, Christian Prince, Islam, where the Quran is like it was written by a man full of hate and full of punishment also. And in my mind, I cannot believe that God might be like this. It's not possible. Do you understand? It's not possible that God, the only thing that, well, because Muslims say you have to pray, you have to do Ramadan, you have to fast. But when I say to my mom, yeah, but why do I have to pray? God doesn't need my prayers. It will not change a thing in him. I mean, he's God. He doesn't give a fuck about
So
us.
don't use
I'm
bad
sorry.
language. Okay.
I'm sorry. He doesn't give a damn about us. So why should I pray 5 times a day in well in times very respected. Um, if you don't fast, you will if you don't fast a day, you will have to do it for 2 months on and on. And many Muslims here, they drink, they go out, they do things with women,
Hmm.
but fasting, they do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hypocritical.
I saw, with my own eyes, many Muslims, like, when they go to, like, Philippine or etc. I saw Saudi guys.
Uh-huh.
They having a bunch of hookers. Their skirt is in the size of 1 inch,
Yeah.
and they have whiskey, black label in the table, and etc. And then when the waitress came, he said, do you have halal food? So,
Come on, come
so
on.
hookers is okay, black label is okay, but halal food is a must. That we are decent. We are
Mm.
following the book. Yeah, but why you are surprised when Muhammad never was decent? Did Muhammad follow even the Quran? The Muslim, they say that they can marry up to 4, correct?
Hmm.
Okay, how many wives Muhammad have?
Well, I've never read, but I heard you and heard also Shamoun
Hmm.
and and David Wood saying that he had 11 wives,
No,
I
actually,
think.
those numbers are not accurate.
But he had more than 4 wives.
Yeah,
He had more than other
actually, nobody
Muslims.
knows. Nobody knows the exact number, but the major, let's say, statement is he have 13, total of 13. Some they say 17. However, 11 wives he have, according to some, in the same time, which means some they die. 11 wives in the
Hmm.
same time. But let's think about it. If Muhammad, he told his followers to marry only 4 in the same time, and he have more than 4, the answer for the Muslim is because he's a prophet, he can marry more. You
Yeah.
know, and this is what all cult leaders they do. They give a license for them, extra license for
Hmm.
sex and money. You know,
Hmm.
so the best of
Yeah.
the
I think many Muslims can't understand when they read hadiths. I think I don't know if they are dumb, or I don't know. Maybe it's because you can touch the prophet, you can touch him, but he's a man. He's not God. He's a man. They have to understood that he's a man, and the thing that he had wives. He 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 um he declared war to Jews, to Christians. He was bad to them. I mean, there's something wrong in this. He married Aisha. She was a child. Come on, man.
no,
Come
but
on.
according to Muslims at that time, girls at the age
Yeah,
of
she wa-
6.
she was 18.
Yeah, she
Come
was
on.
no, she was 6, but she was very big, very big. Because at that time, people they grow so
Yeah.
fast. Actually, I have a cousin. His mother, she gave birth to him yesterday, and now he have a mustache. It's true story. Because we are Middle East and it's hot there. It's very hot. It's like Hawaii, crazy stuff. Anyway, but this is what they do in order to give excuse to the filthy man because nobody dare to touch him. And
Yeah.
in one hand, they say he is just a man, he is servant of God. The second you question his ethic, they say you cannot question the prophet. Well, the fact is, we should question always the ethic of the one who claimed to be a priest or a prophet. Those are the one to be questioned, not
Hmm.
a normal person, because a normal person, he is not claiming that I am a man of God. Like I am not a priest. I'm like everybody. So if you want to
Hmm.
question my ethic, I wonder why you are questioning my ethic, unless maybe you are a family member. Maybe why you do that, why you did this, etc. You have the right to do so. But when you are a priest or you claim to be a prophet, everybody have the right to question your ethic. correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are not
Yeah.
a person, a private person now. You are a public figure who is claiming to be sent by God to teach people how to be good. So if the one who is teaching us how to be good, he is filthy, and then we can't question why he is filthy, but he can question all of us. You know, that is a clear sign of hypocrisy.
Yeah.
At the same time, when they say that Muhammad is just a man, he is not God, so why we cannot question the man if he is not God?
Yeah.
You know, and why actually, according to Islamic Sharia law, if you insult Allah, they give you 3 days to repent. If you repent, you can live. But if you insult Muhammad,
Always with numbers.
yeah, 3 days. Again, number 3. You see, Islam is not Trinity. Muslims don't believe in the Trinity. So 3 days to repent. If you repent before 3 days, you are fine. But if you insult Muhammad, even if you repent, you will be killed. What kind? Who is more important? Obviously, Muhammad, not Allah.
Yeah, there's a thing that I can't really understand too. When you pray, you always say, you always put Muhammad in the at the end of the prayer or
Yeah.
anything.
Because they are mushrikeen. You know, the funny about Muslims, they claim that they are people who believe in one God, but the reality is
Yeah.
Muhammad is the God of Islam, and this is why actually he changed his name from Qasim to Muhammad. Muhammad means the praised one. So if Muhammad is the praised one, who is praised to?
What was his name?
Qasim.
Qasim?
Qasim, yeah. Qasim. This is his real name.
I didn't even know
Muhammad.
that.
Yeah, you see, this is why. Okay, if you ask the Muslims what is the name of Muhammad, you will say, they say Muhammad. Okay, but in different verses says Ahmad. Is it Muhammad or Ahmad? They say it's the same. So how it's the same? How you change the name? I mean, Ahmad is different. Pronunciation is different. Everything is different.
Yeah.
So is it Ahmad or Muhammad? Simply because this is about the meaning. It's not about the name. It is a title. So in chapter 61, verse number 6, Muhammad claimed that Isa, which means supposedly Jesus, he said to the children of Israel, "There's a messenger will come after me. His name is Ahmad." Okay, let us go with this. So if the name of the messenger he will come after Jesus, his name is Ahmad, well, that is not Muhammad then. Because here it says Ahmad.
Yeah.
So which one is his name? They will say to you, oh, both of them are the same. It doesn't make sense. The name is a name. It makes sense only if it's a meaning, not a name. You know what I mean? Like I say the word decent, let us say, and decent can be truthful. So once I say decent, when I say truthful, it's the same, right? But
Yeah.
if it's a name of a person, then the name will not change. The name is going to be the name wherever you go. But because it is obviously not a name, those are titles Muhammad he gave himself.
He gave her a lot to himself.
Yeah.
But a thing that I don't also understand is how did he manage to be as big as
You see, let us
who protected him?
no, let
Who
us
gave him
let us see
you know?
how things work. Let us see how things work. When I will give you an example, have nothing to do with Muhammad. When a guy, two guys open a website, it's called Google in their garage. Correct? It's a Google website in their garage. Okay, they came in a perfect time where nobody created such a thing, right? And they were successful because there's no competition. And then they grow so big, and now they are in a size of even bigger than countries with their budget. Actually, there's many countries in the world, they don't even have the budget of 1% of Google. So Muhammad, he came in a time where the Roman and the Persian, they were fighting for the last 300 years, and they demolished each other totally. They are out of men, both of them. So the two big empires, they lost their men after a crazy year of 300 years of war. In the chapter of Ar-Rum, where it's in the Quran, Muhammad, he speak about the Roman, they've been defeated, and the Roman, they will be victorious, because at that time Muhammad was trying to make the Christian believe that he is a Christian and he loved the Roman. So the Roman were defeated. This is a chapter of the Roman, chapter number 30, verse number 1 and 2 and 3, etc. And they will be victorious in Bida Sanin. Bida, I mean, between 3 to 9, you know. So, and later the prophecy fell apart. And actually the hadith prove that Muhammad, he said this verse after the Roman being victorious. However, the Roman, they were defeated. Imagine how bad the situation was for the Roman. Just in the time of Muhammad. And then the Roman, they defeated the Persian a few years after, you know, which is more than 9 years actually. When they defeated the Persian, it was a total defeat. But doesn't mean that the Roman are in good position too, because as you see, they are really in a very bad shape. So when Muhammad he came, it was a perfect time where nobody can stop him, in the east or in the west. The Roman are miserably after 300 years of war, and the Persian is way more even miserably defeated more than the Roman. So the land is open in front of him, and nobody can stop him. So he became, you know, this evil man, he came in a perfect time, not because he was victorious. Actually, Muhammad.
So it was political. It was
it was a situation where everybody is weak, you know, everybody is collapsing. So he came in a perfect time, right time, right place, you know. If Muhammad he came a few years after, the story would be different. At the same time, even Muhammad himself, he went to Tabuk to attack the Roman. He failed. So Muhammad, even in this time, he could not do it, you know. Why? Because it's still the Roman, you know, because they are fighting the Persian. They have extra troops in the borders where the Persian used to be. But after a few years, when the caliphate, they decide to do what Muhammad started, to go and attack the Roman, then the border was open and they were able to take Jerusalem. This is why we have what's called the Pact of Omar. Muhammad, he failed to take Jerusalem. He could not. So Allah did not give him victory as the Muslim they claim. So everything happened for a reason. And the defeat of the Muslims happened for a reason. You know, the Muslims, they conquer because they are, you know, at that time, they are more savage than every neighbor. Those are Bedouin. They take a shower once a year. Ibn Khaldun is a Muslim philosopher, which is against Islam to be a philosopher anyway. He said there's a 3 stages of a state. State of a Bedouin, state of between, you know, between Bedouin and civil, and the state of civil. The state of civil is when the state collapses. Why? Because those people, they became comfortable. They are not in their horses no more. They are not physically fit for war. They are people who take a shower in a bathroom and they sleep in a bedroom. They are not people of a tent. So he explained it very well, that because they were people of horses, they went, but when they occupy other countries, and now they have palaces, they occupy Spain, they became so rich, so wealthy. They are not the Bedouin no more, the savage ones, who drink the horse blood. When the Tatar came, Hulako, you know Hulako, right? So when the Tatar came, and those are way more savage than the Arab, they were able to conquer the Arabs so easy, because they are more barbaric. So they are victorious for a reason, they lose for a reason, have nothing to do with God and losing and winning, which God is winning, which one. Like now, Israel is 6 million population. There's a lot of Arab between them actually, and still there's no Muslim country can win a war with Israel. You know, Christians, we say, God is supporting Israel. The Muslim, they say God is supporting the Muslims. The Jews, they say God is supporting our state. I say that, you know, the reality is Israel have a power of army. For sure, God can make victorious, but not because because you have nukes. The victory of a nuke is your victory. The victory of God is one guy fighting 1,000. So if God is with me, who could be against me? So, and there's stories in the Bible about that, you know, that how a person he can fight thousands, even though he's alone. So it's not right now Israel is victorious, not because God protecting Israel, because Israel have nukes and have a superpower. If Israel is not having the nukes and what they have and the power and the army they have, the Muslim, they will attack immediately and Israel will be demolished.
Yeah.
So this is reality. You know, I don't like to take a side. Like I know some Christian will say, "Oh no,
But they are
God."
waiting for Iran. They are waiting. You know, they hate so much Shias, but they are waiting so like so much for Iran to attack Israel. They're so
Yeah, yeah. You see, you mean the
hypocritical.
Sunni? Yeah, you see, because they want the
Yeah,
Sunni,
yeah, yeah.
the Sunni, they want the Shia to be demolished by Israel. You know, they are dreaming that a war will happen between the Jews and the Shia, and they kill each other.
Yeah,
And we
yeah, yeah,
watch, and then the
yeah.
same as what happened in time Muhammad, the Persian fighting with the Roman. You know what I mean? And then
Mm-hmm.
they kill each other, and then both of them they will get weak, and then we attack. This is a dream of the
Yeah.
Sunni. You know. Yeah, they are waiting for that point, as you said. But anyway, my friend, as long you call me, I want to ask you,
Yeah.
what do you think about the Messiah? As long you
Well,
decide to leave Muhammad, you don't want to be Muslim no more.
yeah. But you know, I've downloaded the Bible. I think 3 days ago, and I began to read it. But Christian Prince,
Yeah,
I have just one question.
sure.
Being, I can say, an ex-Muslim, you know, Muslims have a problem with the Trinity,
Okay,
okay?
okay.
Because when we are all Muslims, it's like their parents tell them when since they are very young, the young age,
Yeah,
you know, that the Bible was you know, modified. I don't know how you say the
okay.
word. Um, that Jesus is God. You know, and then I'm like, I can't really understand that Jesus is God.
Okay.
Just that, okay?
You know,
Um, could you explain to me what is Trinity
okay.
and
Be,
why you? Yeah,
before we go
go
to
ahead.
explain, what God mean, the word
Mhm.
God, what God mean? What do you think? When you say God, what is your
Um,
understanding of God?
God is someone. Well, not someone. It's not some. You know. Um, I can say someone. Okay.
Okay,
That it's there for us to go through this life, to help us to, I don't know, to have a positive energy, to give us love,
okay,
to be forgiven.
okay.
I can say to be forgiven,
But do you
to to
believe?
to to forgive us
Okay, do you believe that God
for
is
what we.
he is the creator?
Yeah.
Okay, do you believe
Yeah.
that he is the provider?
Yes.
Okay, and you said he is forgiving and he loves us, correct?
Yeah.
We just found Jesus then, because Jesus is all forgiving. Jesus in the cross, he says, "Forgive them, Father, they do not know what they are doing." He said about who? The one who just put nails in his feet and nails in his arms.
Yeah, but he says Father. Who
Ex
is Father?
okay,
Father
I will go
is
there,
he
but
God
that is
or himself?
no
He's
problem.
God.
But you was just going step by step.
Okay.
So now we found
Okay.
the forgiving and the loving. Because he loved them, he forgave them. You don't forgive somebody
Yeah.
you hate, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody forgive, the one is killing him now with a lot of pain. How much love he have? A lot, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing love. Because you, if your sister she put little needle in your hand, you will go crazy on her. Especially in the
Yeah.
moment she put it, not later after a year or a day after. You are suffering right now and you forgive them. So that is Jesus. He say things, he do what he say. You see, there's many people they say to you, do what I say, don't do what I do. Why? Because most of
Mm-hmm.
us, we claim to be following God, but we break always what God taught us to do. Jesus don't. That means that Jesus is a holy person, for he always consistent with his holiness, not like Muhammad. He don't go after women. He's a man, yet he never commits sin.
After children or so.
He never after children or women or even men, like Muhammad.
Yeah.
So everything is about him is holy. But let us now go and see the Father and the Son, the Holy Spirit. The Bible says, for God, he humbled himself. He come to us in a form of a man. He humbled himself. So when the Messiah, he speak about God the Father, he is saying to you that I am God on earth who humbled himself. And even he said, my Father in heaven is a great. He is, he's actually he's the amazing person. And the Bible says that the Father glorified the Son and the Son glorified the Father. Most times they say, well, isn't it this is now two God and then the Holy Spirit, that will make it three God? If we say that God is almighty, almighty mean he is capable of anything, right? And if he is almighty, is he capable to be three and one in the same time? Is it really possible? For why not? I mean, if he's God,
he can do whatever he wants.
So is it possible that God he can walk in water? Yeah. Okay. Is it possible that God he can come to earth? Like, okay, Mary, he make Mary, she have no man yet she have a child. They say yes. Okay. Is it possible that God he can make dirt from nothing? He can create the earth from nothing? Yes. So this is way more difficult than being three in one. And if God he says I am a three in one at the same time, and then they don't question God about anything. The second we say God is it a three person, they say how that can be. So how come they don't question everything about God? If we can question, or we want to question why and how, then we should question everything. Secondly, always man, they say, where is God? Let God show himself. Okay, God showed himself. God is not, the man is not happy. He said, how God can be a man?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what God do, the man will complain. But the question is, how the Trinity can be exist? Well, how God can be exist? If God he said to me, I am a three and one at the same time, either I believe or I reject, as simple as that. And being one or a three person does not change that he is one, still the same. We Christian, we don't believe in three gods. We believe in one God, three person, which means God come to us as a spirit. Like now, we believe as a Christians that the Holy Spirit is with us. Jesus, he said, every two of you mention my name, I will be between them. I will be the third. So according to the Bible, Jesus is the same to us now, and he is between us. So
Christian Prince, I have a question. Sorry.
No, let me make it more. About the Trinity.
Yeah. Of course. Go ahead.
Yeah. So so the three person is explaining the power of God of being everywhere and with us all the time. For he is the creator. It is about how powerful he is. When Muhammad he said, God come every night, Allah he come every night in the third part of the night, and he asked who is praying. Okay, that's mean Allah he cannot hear you unless he come in the third in the lowest heaven. With Jesus, with the Trinity, God do not need to come anywhere. God is with us always.
Yeah, it's like Allah is weaker than Jesus.
So, and not only that, the God of the Muslim, they ask the Muslim, they say, why Allah he say we? They say it's majestic. It's majestic.
Yeah.
Okay. But if Allah he like to call himself we, and that will make it fake we, because he is not a three and one. You know what I mean? He's one. So why he call himself we? This is a fake we. This is a lie. This is a person is not a confident. He add we in the front of his name because he like it, make him look bigger or something more important. With Jesus, we do not need we. You will never see Jesus saying we. He say me and the Father. He don't say we.
Yeah, you know who's talking.
You know who's talking. You know that he is saying, I am a person, he is a person, but still we are one God in the same time. When one of the disciples said to Jesus, why don't you show us the Father, and that's it? Jesus said to him, I am with you all the time and you do not know me yet. The one who saw me, he saw the Father. What does that mean? that Jesus on earth is God on earth. By seeing me, you are seeing the humble image of God. God humbled himself, he came to us in a humble image. That is the image of Jesus. So we
You
don't
know,
worship.
Christian Prince, you are talking, and it's very touching my heart, because in Islam, when you read Quran, you don't feel love, you don't feel God's love. It's always it's like you have to do what he says, because if you don't, you go to hell right away. And it's not, you're not doing this for love because you love him so much. You're doing it because you are afraid of him. And that's why I told you that it's like Quran was made by a man, because it's it it's like it was written by a man, because I don't know how to say it, because men, if you don't do this, punishment. It's like a kid. You don't do this, you can't have you know whatever you want. And when you talk to when you talk to me about Jesus, um it's so full of love, and you can say that, yeah, it might be God.
You see, the Bible make it clear that God is love, and the Bible says love never fail. This is why we see as a Christians, we do not need to go and do war with the Muslims and kill each other. We believe that our war is not the war of the sword. Muhammad, he focused on the sword because his purpose is to conquer, his purpose is to rape, his purpose is to get rich. With Christ, the purpose is not to conquer, the purpose is to spread love and forgiveness. So otherwise, we as a Christian now, we are the majority in the world, and if we calculate the numbers and the power of armies,
I hope I hope it stays like this,
I hope
because
so. But I'm saying, but you see, imagine if the one who have the superpower armies are Muslims army. Imagine what will happen. Imagine if Russia is Muslim. Imagine if America is Muslims. The whole earth is destroyed.
it will be Sharia everywhere.
No. They will announce one
It
day.
will be slaves.
In one
It
day,
will
it says,
be
convert to Islam or we will kill you all. And then they will start raping women
then
from the
kill
different
them.
sect. Not only they will kill the Christian and Jews and Hindus and Buddhas, they will even kill Muslims who they are from different sect.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
making you a Muslim doesn't save you. Still, you have to be from their sect. So if
yeah.
the Shia took over, they will kill the Sunni and they will take their women. If the Sunni take over, and even the Shia, they are tons of sect, and the Sunni are tons of sect. Like now the Sunni, they consider the Sufi are not Muslims, but all of Turkey is Sufi, most of it. Most of Turkey is Sufi. The Erdogan, he support Azerbaijan. We have a caller from Azerbaijan just 5 minutes ago. But
Yeah, I heard.
but Azerbaijan is a Shia, so why Erdogan is supporting them? This guy, he will sell the Shia and he will buy the Shia, depend in his business. When his business with Al Qaeda, he support Al Qaeda. When his
Because
business
it's
with ISIS,
political.
money,
Yeah,
money and power. He want money, he want the oil. So
like Muhammad did.
whoever have the money, okay, he make a speech reading Quran. He speak against Israel, but Israel have a big center of the Mossad in the heart of Ankara. Turkey have the biggest agreement, army agreement and intelligence agreement with Israel. How you say those are the enemies in the mosque, and then in reality you are the one who supplied them? Number one importer for steel to Israel is Turkey. How you are saying that they are killing the Palestinian, and you are the one who send them the iron to make bombs? You see? So
Yeah,
the Islamic countries are nobody can beat them with hypocrisy and lying, and nobody beat them with betraying each other. From the time of Muhammad, all the caliphate, they killed each other. In the time of Jesus, we have only one disciple, he betrayed Jesus, and after that he commits suicide for sorrow, which means even this person, he was bad, but he knew he's bad. He did not, he regret. he regret doing such a thing. Muslims, no.
Yeah.
They go with Muhammad because he was a gang leader. He will give them booty. He will give them women. He said to them, attack the Roman so we can get the blonde girls. And this is in their books. Attack the Roman so you can get what? The blondie girls. Not to spread Islam, not to, you know, to get the blondie. And when a man, he said to him, don't tempt us with women. Allah made a verse in the Quran saying, this man is a hypocrite. The man who said to Muhammad, don't tempt us with women, he is the hypocrite, not Muhammad. You know?
Yeah.
So we cannot compare between really Christianity and Islam, because Islam is a political gang movement. The purpose of it is to conquer. A group of people take over other group, and you know, if you don't join them, actually in certain time the Muslim, they refuse even Christian villages to convert to Islam, because they were worried if they convert to Islam, who is going to pay the jizya, who is going to make the living for them.
Oh.
You know? Yeah. So they sent the caliphate that those people they want to convert. He said, no, don't accept. Who is going to pay for? Who is going to pay for your children's?
They will not give them money anymore.
Yeah, the jizya, you know, the mafia. It's a mafia.
Yeah.
So
they're so clever. They're so clever, and
evil.
They're so clever and evil. Yeah, evil.
Yeah.
But Muslims nowadays, they're so dumb because they have Quran and they have Hadith and they have no brain. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah. What about your family then? You know, you speak to them about the Quran and the Hadith, and you know.
Oh, I've stopped to talk about Islam, especially with my mom, because every time I ask her questions, it's like a war between us, and I'm like لك دينك ولي ديني.
That's
yeah,
funny,
because because you can talk with a Muslim.
Actually,
you know,
let me teach you.
He has the Muslims have a certain image of Islam, and you can't talk about this.
No, I wanna correct you here. You see, all those who left Islam listening to my videos, in the beginning they do the same as your mom. After that, they leave Islam, you know. So the one, it says you have your religion and I have mine. Actually, you can use that one to prove your mom to be wrong. Why? Because that verse alone is enough that the one who made it is a fraud. Why? Because Muhammad, he said that to the people of Quraysh, and he said very clearly, you will believe not in what I believe, and I will believe not in what you believe. But later, all of them, they believe. So, do Allah knew what he is saying? Remember, the one who's talking here is Allah, right? Okay, how he said to them, nor you will worship what I worship, and later they worship what he worship.
Yeah. So
this is a false prophet. Same time, this is one of the most dumb, stupid verses ever in the Quran or chapters. Because look what Muhammad is saying. Say, O disbelievers, okay, I believe not in what you believe, and you believe not in what I believe, and I do not believe in what you believe, and you will not believe in my belief. You believe, you know, and you will have the religion like mine. I mean, the whole chapter is one verse. I will not believe in what you believe. That's it. Why you keep repeating the same thing?
Yeah, make it simple.
Yeah, it's like somebody saying, I eat not what you eat, and you will eat not what I eat, and I will not eat what you eat, because you will not eat what I eat, because I don't eat what you eat, and you will not eat what I eat. I have food, you have mine. What is that? This is God? This is a kid talking. And then
like I said to you, it's a man written. I'm sorry, it's a man written.
No, don't sorry.
It's so obvious.
I say more. This is not a man. This is a stupid man. This is not a man. This is a stupid man making a statement. He does not know what to say.
Wasn't he incapable of reading?
Well, the Muslim, they claim that he was not able to read, but I believe that he do know how to read. Because you see, the Muslims, as always, they are ignorant in reading their own books. And we can prove it in 2 seconds. The Quran says that the word ummi is not an Arabic word. The word ummi is an Aramaic word. And the Jews, they use it too. So the ummiyin or ummiyun is those who do not have a book of God. So if you go in chapter 2, verse number 78, it says, and among them there are ummi, and learned. Okay, learned what? That they do not know anything of the book. You see it? So who is the one and learned? Who is the word ummi used for? Is somebody he don't know the book of God. That's what word ummi mean. And those usually are the Gomai, which means they are the people who they are not Jews. You know, they call them ummi, which means he is from other nations and they are ignorant. So the ignorant is the one who do not know the book. It's not the one who do not know how to write, how to read.
Yeah.
Because when the Quran says those who they are ummiyin, they do not know the book. If we say that the one who know the book, all of them they knew, let us say the Christians. The Quran called the Christians people of the book. But does that mean all of us we know how to read the book? I'm sure at that time there's a lot of people do not know how to read, how to write, correct? From the Christians.
Yeah.
So there's no way all of them they are people of the book. So what it's meant by people of the book, it's mean they have a book, not about knowing how to read, how to write. So those who they do not know the book, those are the ummi, those are the illiterate, those are the one who don't understand God. And this is appear many times in the Quran. You know, chapter 3 verse number 20, it says, say to the people of the book and the ummi, the people of the book and the illiterate. You see it? Chapter 3 verse number 20. So say to the Christian and the Jews and to the illiterate. So who is the illiterate? The pagan who don't have a book. So the Quran never said Muhammad do not know how to write, how to read. This is the stupidity of those who give interpretation for the Quran. But all the verses in front of us is so clear. And this is make it more funny that we are the Christians we are not Muslims and we understand the Quran better than them. I mean, isn't it clear? It's so clear. It says illiterate, and even the translator here, the Muslim translator, he would put two into bracket the Arab pagans. Is it possible that all the Arab do not know how to write, how to read? It's impossible. There is no way. So what make them illiterate? What make them illiterate is they don't have scriptures. What make us people of not illiterate? Because we are not ignorant. We have the scriptures. So Muhammad is ummi, which means he is illiterate, for he was pagan, and he is from the Arab pagan.
What about you're talking about pagans? What about the pilgrimage, the pilgrim,
the Hajj?
The Hajj, yeah, the Hajj.
Yeah, it's something that practice before Islam and the same.
Yeah. It's also so dumb because you pay a fortune to go and do circles around a black stone. Come on. You are going to tell me that this action will bring me closer to God?
Not actually. I'll tell you this. Muhammad, he claimed that if you touch the black stone, Allah touching them erase your sin. Obviously Muhammad is a very pagan person, and the Muslims, they don't want you to read those because how they claim that they worship one God and they are not pagan, and then if we touch a stone, touching them erase our sin. So how a stone will erase my sin? How that works?
Yeah, it's like a pagan thing.
It is a pagan thing. Here we go. This is the hadith, and this is authentic hadith. It says, Abu Abdurrahman, I asked him, why do I only see you touching those two corners? He said, I heard the Messenger of Allah saying, touching them erase sin. And I heard him say, whoever go around it 7 times, it's like freeing a slave. So Muhammad, he don't want you to free a slave. He wants you, don't free a slave. Go around the Kaaba, don't free a slave. Don't fall asleep. Go around the Kaaba 7 times. Very easy. And then
Yeah, 7 times, because if you go like 6 times, you will not be forgiven.
all those numbers
It's
are
always about
stolen.
numbers.
Always
Always.
those numbers are stolen from the Bible. All those numbers. Every number Muhammad he used. Number 3, number 7, number 40. Everything Muhammad he used is coming from the Bible. You know, there are certain numbers.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like he picked in Christians, he picked in pagans. It's like a cocktail.
it's a
You know,
cocktail. It's a cocktail. Actually,
the Quran is like a cocktail of
yeah,
everything.
it is a cocktail. And in the same time, I don't know if you ever see the black stone. Let me see.
No,
You didn't see
I will
that?
never. Yeah, in images, but I will never see it in reality.
Well, no, I mean the black stone. There's no black stone left, and this is again a proof that Islam is false, because if the black stone is going to witness for Muslims in the day of judgment, which means the stone have to be preserved until the day of judgment. That's wonderful. So how that work when this is stone, nothing left of it? I will put the picture in the screen so people can see. There's nothing left of the stone. There's little tiny rocks inside wax. The brown thing we see in the screen, it is wax. The dark spots are little rocks inside, embedded inside the wax. So the black stone is gone. Okay, Allah, he sent the black stone from heaven, and this stone will witness for the Muslims in the judgment day. But nothing left of the stone. That means this God is a fiction. This story is a lie.
But how is it possible for a stone to, what did you say, to?
You know, yeah, you see, Muhammad, he says, going to have tongue, is going to have eyes, is going to have a mouth, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, but let's
It's
say,
always magic with him.
yeah,
It's
but
always magic.
but let us say, for the sake of argument, that will
Yeah.
happen. But the stone is, there's no stone left. Why Allah could not preserve the stone? The Saudi now, they have to do maintenance every few days to the black stone to keep the wax around the rocks so they will not be taken off. And they have guards watching it closely, because already there's some stones are stolen. Erdogan, he was bragging the other day about the stone they have in Istanbul, in Constantinople. So those are the stone. This is what is left. So where is the black stone? So if Allah is God and he sent this stone to stay forever until judgment day, and then we find that there's nothing left of the stone, and how we guarantee even that those little rocks isn't from the original black stone?
He wasn't capable of preserving the Quran, because we know that in Hadith there are verses of the Quran that were eaten by a goat.
Yeah, but this is a good goat, you know. This is a goat. We have to be truthful here. This goat, the Jewish, they send the goat, you know. Yeah, this goat, she worked for Israel, and those Jewish, you know the Jewish.
She's from Mossad.
Yeah, she's from the Mossad. And look, I wanna make the black stone according to Muhammad description. So this is the black stone. I will make her look beautiful. And here, you know, this is the eyes of the black stone. She is.
I'm not saying anything, Christian Prince. I'm not saying anything.
I am in YouTube. Maybe you are not in YouTube.
It's okay. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
So the black stone is going to have mouth, and is going to have tongue. You know, I am assuming that the black stone tongue is maybe red, but I will make it yellow this time. And she is going to witness for the Muslims, you know. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, it's always like this, because even if at the end of the day, my mom told me that you know, when it will be war between Muslims and Jews. It's always like this, always the Jews, and there will be trees that were trees would talk about Jews, because Jews will be behind them, and they will say, hey, there's a Jew behind me.
Yeah, kill him.
You know, it's yeah. But it's always like it's like a cartoon.
It is, and not only that, those are
It's like a cartoon with magic
and they are just promoting
it's
hate
not serious.
because you know why you want to go in war with the Jews, and that will destroy the whole earth. You know, Israel now have power enough to burn the whole earth, not only the enemy, the Muslims. So what is the purpose of this hate, and where this hate will take us? You know, what will accomplish with this? So this is the hadith in Sahih Bukhari. Muhammad, he said, the hour will not establish until you fight the Jews, and the stone behind which the Jews will be hiding, he will say, oh Muslim, there's a Jew behind me, kill him.
Yeah.
Pure hate, you know, pure hate. You see,
hate.
compare between Jesus and the statement. Jesus was in the cross. The one who put him in the cross is the rabbis. And Jesus saying, forgive them, Father, they do not know what they are doing. Right? Muhammad is not yet killed by the Jews. He's alive. And he is saying prophecy that a Muslim is his duty until the judgment day is to kill the Jews. For sure, many people who they hate the Jews, they will love this story here, and that will promote war for endless time. As long as people believe in this, there's no peace between Israel and Muslims. Will never happen. As long as they believe that Muhammad is a prophet. This is why, you know, for when they say Israel, they sign a peace agreement with Israel, I laugh because there's no such a thing. Because this is a hypocrisy agreement. Both of them, both sides, they knew that it's just a matter of time. If the Muslims, they get their power, they will attack Israel. And even the Quran forbid the Muslims from seeking peace unless they are not the uppermost, which means temporarily. So if you know, if they are the uppermost, as chapter 47 verse number 35, it says, so be not weak and ask for peace from the enemies of Islam while you are having the upper hand. So when they seek peace, when they don't have the upper hand temporarily, until they have the upper hand, and then they will attack. Yeah, very filthy religion. So we go back to our topic. You know, I don't want to keep you longer. Why don't accept the Messiah? You know, if you agree with me that it's possible for God to be one and three, or even one.
I was going to tell you. Can you tell me about Jesus? About who he is?
You know, if you want to know Jesus, you know, you need to be in love to know Jesus. If you are a person who have hatred in your heart, if you are a person who don't forgive, you will never know Jesus. Jesus is love on this earth. When love enter your heart, you do not need anyone to introduce Jesus to you. Jesus is forgiveness, Jesus is loving, Jesus is caring, and Jesus is to be like him. When you are in the cross, you say, Father, forgive them, they do not know what they are doing. So you can know Jesus.
Muslims, they see Jesus like a weak person.
They can say whatever they want. It's the opposite. You know,
it's the opposite, because they are full of hate.
Yeah. The one who can forgive is the strong one, not the weak one. You know, because it's still in my heart, I can hate you. This does not need to be weak or strong. Jesus, he forgive them. And remember, God, he forgive us, and as long we can be forgiven, which means he give us a chance to live this life, and after that there's no forgiveness. That's it. You've been given all the chance. So you have the chance to be forgiven, but after life, the forgiveness opportunity is gone. So Jesus is loving, Jesus is amazing, Jesus is etc. But Jesus, when he comes second time, he will come as a judge. And a judge in the court, he will not be nice to you if you are a criminal. You know what I mean? A judge, like, we can fix the problem between me and you, let us say now, but there is a time when we are in the court. This court is serious. Jesus, the one you know, as he is forgiven, he will not forgive you. Because he did everything saying, please, follow me, please. You know, I mean, what he can do? He came, he washed feet. And he said to his disciple, if you don't let me wash your feet, I do not know you. Which means he ordered his disciple to be people who wash feet. He said to them,
What
if
about
you
miracles?
Before we
What
go to
did he?
miracle,
What did he do?
everything. Name one thing he did not do.
I don't know.
I mean, even in the Quran, it speak about Jesus resurrecting people from death, Jesus making the blind see, Jesus can heal the leper, Jesus can tell you even what you hide in your houses, Jesus, he can create it from the mother bird. So, God do what God do, you know. When the Quran say how God can have a son and he don't have a girlfriend, that because the God of Islam is man-made. My God, he can have a son without having a wife. Who need a wife? This is the logic of a human being. This is an answer of a human being, not an answer of God. It's like, imagine you say to God, how you can create the earth, but there's no rocks and dirt yet. You know?
Yeah.
But if he's God, then he's God. He can do that without, he just say, So the question of the Quran is very silly, is very stupid, and it does not make sense. But for us, God is called God for he can, not because he cannot. God of Islam, he cannot. When he say how God can have a son without girlfriend, then the Quran forget to mention that mean when you say that Mary she have a child without a husband, that's a lie then. Because how can Mary have a child and she have no boyfriend? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how can our God do that? Allah cannot do that. And this is a contradiction for the Quran at the same time. So Jesus, to know Jesus, I advise you, is when you read a story in the Bible, try to find yourself in the story. Like, this is what I do. Try it. It might, it might be helpful. I have something stuck. I was drinking coffee and little coffee thing stuck in my throat. So, you try to do this. When you read a story in the Bible, try to imagine yourself one of those audience who are there. And try to find what is your vision of the story. Like, when we sit in a place, if you go to the theater, if you watch the movie from the right, it's the same movie. You will see something different, but if you watch it from the left, you will see something different. If you watch it from the middle, you will see something different. What is that? What different mean? Your location of the scene will change how much you observe of it. If they put you at the end of the hall, hard to see, is not someone he is in the middle seat where the whole screen in front of him. So try to find yourself, where are you? You are in the middle, you are at the end, what you see, how you feel. Try to live the story, not to read the story. When the people, they came to Jesus, and the Jews, they are trying to stone a woman, a Jewish woman, and Jesus, he did a certain act which is strange. He was focusing in something, and the Jews are focusing in something else. The Jews, they have target to do, and Jesus have different target to do. The Jews, they want to stone the women. Jesus, he want to show them that they are a bunch of hypocrites and they don't qualify for the job. So he said to them, if one of you don't have sin, cast your stone. Think with me. I am there in the front of Jesus. Let us say me and you, we were Jews at that time. And the Jews are going to stone that woman. And Jesus saying to them, you see, he did not stand and say, you are wrong. He did not, because he knew that they will argue and they will fight.
Mhm.
He knew that we would say she committed adultery, blah blah blah. It says, etc. So we are following the law. He just said to them very simple sentence: who of you, if one of you, he don't have sin, cast your stone. So Jesus showed them in a second they are a bunch of hypocrites. They are casting stone at a woman, for she is a sinner, but all of them, they are no better. All of them, they are sinners, with no exception. They are hypocrite, they are false, and they placed themselves instead of God. So try to find yourself in a story like this, not necessarily a story. Where are you? What you will be? You will be the woman that people want to stone her, and Jesus will save you. You will be the one who want to stone the women, and Jesus rebuking you. Or maybe you will be a disciple of Jesus and learning from him and being amazed. Or maybe you will be rejecting. So when you read a story from Jesus, try to live the story, not to read the story.
Yeah, well, I will go through the Bible and I will learn and compare it to the Quran.
You can always compare the
I
teaching of
will
Christ to
I will
others.
feel it. I will feel, you know.
Yeah, this is what I'm
I
saying.
will feel the
This is what I'm saying. You have to live the story, not to read the story. You know, like
yeah.
when we are reading, let us say a sister of yours, she send you an email or a letter saying, I'm sad because this happened, this happened. Even though you are her sister and you love her very much, still you will not feel really what she feel, because what happened to her, not to you. You are just a
Yeah.
receiver of the news. You love her,
Hmm.
you feel for her, but you will not feel the exact pain. If somebody have a fever, you will not know what fever mean unless you have a fever. So when you read the Bible, the story is different. As long you are reading to live the story, not reading to read words, because words mean nothing unless we live them. So Jesus on the cross, what Jesus on the cross mean? There's suffering, there's blood, there's pain, there's people shouting, there's people hating, there's people want to kill him.
CP, I have a question.
Okay.
Why why um why Christians picture Jesus
This is not from the Bible,
in a cross? Well, the guy died in a cross. Why
not the
you
guy.
are
It
wearing?
say Jesus, not the guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, the poor guy died on the cross. Why will you put a necklace, a jewelry with a cross on it? I mean,
No, you see,
it's not logical to
there's
me,
nothing wrong with having a necklace, have a cross in it, but it's not right to put a person in the cross, because the Messiah is not there anymore, and there's nothing to resemble him anyway. But anyway, you need to remember that those things people they do, it's not in the Bible. It's not Jesus said he go and make a cross. It's not Jesus said put a cross in your neck. So people they do things as a
to
symbolic
remember him.
for the love of Jesus, and we believe in a protection of the cross of Jesus. In the same time, what does that mean? That means Jesus, he died for me, and I believe in his cross, not the cross as a piece of metal, the cross as what he did. So I ended
Like a symbol.
yeah,
Okay.
as a symbol. In the same time, for me, I believe the cross is a powerful, a symbol of Christ, and I believe that the cross is something for me to have with me wherever I go. I have a cross in my car,
Yeah.
So this is a personal belief, but it's not. The Bible says you do that. You know what I mean? It's not biblical really to carry a cross. Like Jesus said, actually carry your cross and follow me. But he don't mean really to carry like a piece of wood, in the shape of a cross. And he mean carry your pain, and you will be crucified. People will kill you. People will hate you. It's a cross, So it's a cross on you, not on others. Because the second you follow me, people will hate you. So the cross is a symbolic of what Jesus did, And me myself, I believe in it. You know, I believe in the cross power, but I don't believe in a piece of wood. That is not what I believe. I believe in the cross of Jesus, which he died on. And I don't mean still the piece of wood. I mean what Jesus did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so there's things it's from the Bible teaching, and there's things people they do have nothing to do really with the Bible. As an example, the image of Jesus. Like there is some historian, they say that there is a towel have the image of Jesus in it, and from that image they printed pictures. But there's nowhere Jesus says make an image of me or print an image of me. Actually, the Bible says the opposite. The Bible says make no image what is above in the sky or down on earth. Nothing. Don't make images, especially if it's images for religious purpose. Now, everybody, he give his own interpretation, but that will not affect really the belief. The belief is, do you believe in Jesus or not? We don't want to be the same as the Jews or the same as the Muslims who focus in little details and they ignore the important thing. The important thing is love your enemy, love to your neighbor what you love to yourself. If you practice that, this is all the book. All the Bible,
What about
all the
you?
Torah is about loving your, loving to others what you love to yourself.
Yeah. What about you, CP? What were you Muslim before
No,
you are
no,
Christian?
I
You,
never,
you
since I was a child, I believe I was so smart to be a Muslim. Sorry, I don't want to insult you, but
no.
yeah, but this is a very
I
stupid
thought
religion. This is very stupid religion to be in it for a second for me.
I thought you were Muslim and then you converted
No, but according to
to
Muhammad,
Christianity.
I was a Muslim. According to Muhammad, everyone is born as a Muslim. Yeah, this was according to
Yeah.
him. Yeah. So according to Muhammad, there's 7 billions are ex-Muslims, which is very funny.
Yeah. They say this Muslims. They say that we are all born in Islam.
Yeah.
We are all Muslim.
Yeah. Do you have more questions about Christ? I'm trying to help you.
No,
Maybe we can save you
you
and
know,
accept
you, you know,
Jesus.
uh, you know, CP. I think I left Islam maybe several years ago,
Okay.
and I didn't even know that
Yeah.
because for Muslims, if you leave Islam, you're like an orphan, an orphan.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I know for sure that Islam is not the truth because of you, because you show through hadiths, through Quran. I know for sure that now I cannot be a Muslim anymore. But I have to make time to read,
Yeah.
to because I was born in a religion. I didn't choose Islam,
I
but
understand.
now I have the choice. I have choice to make my own judgment, and I'm grown enough to read and to interpret very well. So now I'm going to make time to read the Bible and see this very very calmly.
I want to share with
Sorry
you
for my
something before.
English.
No, your English is fine. I want to share
Yeah,
with you something very important.
yeah.
Uh, One of the major things in Islam which women they care for is a relationship with a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In Islam, there's no relationship between men and women. There's no love.
Yeah. There's no love. Yeah,
There's no love, and
that's true.
there's no God, and there's no purpose except sexual contract. With the Christ, the man he have to love his wife, and he have to give himself to his wife the same as the Messiah, he gave himself to the church. So the Messiah in the Bible, he teaches us that in order to be a man of God, you have to be a servant in your house before you are a master. The master is a servant, not the one who people serve. In Islam, you are a servant. You see, the Bible says the wife, she have to obey her husband.
Yeah.
That's true. But she obey him because of love, and he give himself to her, serving her too, because of love, not because of orders. You see the difference?
Mm-hmm.
So when a man, he love his wife, he love God. And when a man, he serve his house, he serve God, and vice versa. So you are not obeying your husband because he is your master and you are his slave. You are obeying your husband because you love him, and he do the same to you. The same
They
as
always,
the Messiah gave himself to the church.
So Christians put Jesus first, and then the relationship, because they're two serving him. But in comparison of Islam, it's always the woman obeying her husband, and that's it. There's no we're doing this for God, or I mean it's always based on fear.
Let me show you what the Bible says. The Bible says, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church, and he gave himself for it. Here you notice that your husband is not the master who is controlling you.
Oh God,
He is a servant of God, and
like
he, if you want to be the good example, he gave himself. What Jesus did, Jesus, he put himself on the cross. Jesus, he is willing to die for us. So the Bible says you have to love your wife to the point you are willing to die for the sake of your wife and your children. That is love. Anything else is not.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
So you cannot be married to a man. He just want to use you. He marry you just to put you in the kitchen, to clean dishes and give him babies. And then when you get a little older, he go to the bank, he takes some money, and he get a new wife. That
like muta.
Exactly.
Like,
Islam is a muta anyway.
So disgusting.
Because in Islam there is no marriage. This is why in Christianity divorce is very difficult. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's not, we are not here for fun.
It's a commitment.
You did not marry the girl because she is pretty and now she is not. So now I'm going to get someone else, like Muhammad he used to do. He stopped having sex with Sauda because she became older. So she is still his wife. Why you want to sleep? Why you ignore her? Because she is older. As simple as that. She is old. Why you want to go to the house of someone she is over 60 when there is someone in my house, and he is a perverted, he likes children, she is 6 years old, And even Muhammad, he advised Muslims, once a Muslim guy, his name is Jabir, he get married and he want to go home fast. So Muhammad, he told him, hey Jabir, why you are in a rush? He said, I am newly married. He said, did you marry a virgin, young, or you married a previously married woman? The man, he said, a previously married woman, which means either a widow or a divorced, Yeah. Muhammad, what he said to him, look how evil he is. He said, why? Why you don't marry a virgin? And here, the word is jariya, and meant a young little girl. So look how evil this man. Imagine.
God, I hate him so much.
Yeah, imagine this. Imagine this. You are married, and now your husband coming home. And then there's a guy, his name is Muhammad, walking with him. He asked him, did you get married? He said, yes. Oh, I married to this girl. She is a widow, let's say. And then Muhammad, he said to him, why you do that? Why you don't marry a little young girl so she can, what is the purpose? So she can play with you. Play? You see the perverted?
Play with you.
Yeah. So she can amuse you and you can amuse her. She can sport with you. This guy is a perverted man. He loved to play with the children. The guy, he said to him, well, I did not do that because my brother, he died and he left me a bunch of orphan girls, and I did not like, I wanted to bring a woman, not a child like them. So imagine the wise prophet is advising his man to have a child wife instead of having a mature growing woman. And the man is already
He's
married.
so sick.
Yeah, he is so sick. And the man is already married. Why you are making the man thinking again about his marriage? The guy is obviously he like his wife. Otherwise, he will not be in a rush to go home. So why you are playing with his mind, and especially now you are a prophet, people listen to you. So why you are
not
saying,
a prophet, he's a fraud.
I know, I mean, but supposedly now he's a prophet, right? So the prophet is advising me, saying to me, why you marry this woman? Why you don't go and get a child so you can sport with her and she can sport with you? What kind of advice is advice? What kind of a man this man is? And the hypocrite Muhammad, when Ali, he wanted to marry second wife over his wife, which supposedly the daughter of Muhammad, he went against it. Why? Because suppose she is his daughter. So how come anyone can marry over his wife but not over your daughter? You see, women's right is important for Muhammad only when it is his daughter. You cannot do that to my daughter. So he knew that this is not wrong, not right. Otherwise, he would say, so what? Yeah, marry, if you believe in it. But rejecting Ali to marry over his daughter, obviously he don't believe that this is the right thing to do. That will hurt his daughter. This is how evil this man is. And a man, he will advise any man anyway to go and not to love his wife and find somebody else. She is younger. He is doing evil, because that will destroy a family. None of your business. A man of God should preserve the marriage and advise. If the guy is saying to you, I'm thinking divorce, he said, think again, man, don't do that. Think again. He is playing with his mind. And the guy is not even complaining, like he is not saying, I am fighting with her, she is not good to me. No. He is giving him his own logic, that why you don't get a child so she can play with you and you play with her.
It's always about sex.
Everything is about sex. Islam is a sexual religion. There's nothing but sex. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you called me. And you know what? You can.
I really thank you so much, because I've never thought that I will be live on on YouTube with you.
No problem. I'm happy to have you. Always you can call me. I don't take calls from people when I am not online. I like to my call to be public, everybody hear it, And you can call me anytime you see me live in YouTube. And I go in Skype only when I'm live. Okay. Feel free. I hope next time.
Thank you.
I pray. I ask the Christians here to pray for our sister here, to see the Messiah, to see the truth, and the truth will set her free. We pray.
I hope I will, because CP, I'm very sad. There's sadness in me. I'm not able to find the truth through Islam, and it affects me so. I hope very, very, very soon that I will find the truth.
You see,
and it will release me.
Yes, you see, Jesus, he said, search for the truth, and the truth will set you free. Imagine, the truth will set you free. Very wise, very short, very strong, very amazing. Because nobody can set you free except knowing the truth. Like, let us say you are a person, you want to go and do something, whatever, you take a job, but maybe this job is bad for me. If I know the truth about it,
like you are a prisoner.
It's like you are a prisoner of false news around you. You don't know what to do. I understand you. But with the Messiah, there is no name better than his name, in this earth or in heaven. There's no person he did what he did anywhere. There's no other person to follow better than him. He said, love your enemy. Who can do that? Love your enemy. If you reach the point to love even the enemies who one day they hurt you, you are free, my sister. The Messiah will free you, because hate is a prison. Hate is a poison we drink and we kill ourselves every day. He will free you from your hate. He will free you from your pain. He will free you from your anger. He will free you from all the rules they put in the top of your head. The one who said to you, because you are a woman, you are not equal creature.
Yeah.
God the Messiah himself, he is born of a woman. From a woman. Imagine. And that woman, if she is not amazing, there's no way that God himself, he will be born from a woman. So in Christianity, you have a special place. You are not just, as they claim to make you, a woman in the kitchen, a woman who make babies. You are not a chicken who lay eggs.
Yeah, Islam is made for men.
It's
It's a
made by the man.
religion made by the man and for the man.
Exactly. This is
You
what a woman.
cannot,
Maybe you.
you cannot be a woman and believe in Islam. It's
this
not
is-
possible. For me, it's not logical.
This is what a woman from Somalia a long time ago, she said to me, I don't know if you heard me saying that before, this phrase. She said, Islam is made by the man for the man. That's why I'm leaving Islam. She said, I'm not leaving Islam because
Yeah.
of you. I'm leaving Islam because, yes, you helped me. I mean, I made a decision because of you. But the real reason, Islam is a religion made by the man for the man. Muhammad, he needs fighters, and he gave them all the privilege. And women, they are not the one who will carry the sword anyway, so who care? You know, have fun. So women, they became a tool. And the funny is, you know, once I was doing a seminar, and a Muslim, he stood and he was so angry. He said, do you know that the Prophet, he said, the women, you said that the women, she have no reward in heaven. Do you know that he said that she will be 70 times more pretty? I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, 70 times? He said, yeah. I said, okay, let's see how stupid is what you said. The guy get upset because I used the word stupid. You know, I'm very natural. I don't, you know, I say what, you know. Yeah, so I said, let us see how stupid what you said. So let us say we have 3 girls, and they are going all to heaven. All right? So
Yeah.
let us say we have Fatima. Let us put the name Fatima here. And we will use the word letter F for Fatima. Oh. F. Let us make it capital. This is a new keyboard. Okay, F. And F is Fatima. She is not good looking girl, let us say, in the average of a human being measurement. And then there's a woman, her name, let us say, Aisha, A. And she is twice more pretty than the first girl, Fatima. And then there's a girl, the third girl, let us say her name is Sauda. Sauda. And Sauda, she is 3 times more pretty than the first one, which means twice she is pretty more than Aisha. And now we are going to make them all 70 times more pretty. So Fatima will be more 70 times more pretty.
Yeah.
And then Aisha, she will be 120 times more pretty. And then, are you getting the point? And now,
Yeah. Oh,
so
God.
sorry, not 120. Sorry, the number is wrong. So 140. Sorry. So yeah, but I mean, you got the
Yeah.
you get the point. So
Yeah.
she is still ugly. Nothing changed. She was
Yeah, it's
ugly.
the same.
She was ugly in the earth. She is ugly in heaven. Poor girl. Because as long all of them, they will increase 70 times. So here we go. Now Aisha, actually now it's more horrible because now she is in heaven and that's it. She's stuck with this look. You know. So what we will do now? You know, like what is the solution for this? There's no solution. That's it. This is the reward. And same time, this beauty is to what? There's only one man he can see her. She is jailed in her tent. No women can see her, no friends, nobody. All of them, they are wives. And their duty is to sing to the guy and do belly dancing. So the guy, when he saw this, he said, where you get those numbers from? I said, Abdul, listen, focus with me. Step by
Potato.
step. Potato. No, I did not say-
Oh my God! You know, you always finishes me. You always
Yeah, you know, but he got upset. He said, where you get those numbers? They are not there. I just said to you 70 times. I said, okay, 70 times. Let us say there's 3 girls, you know. One, her name is Fatima. One, her name is Aisha. One, her name is Sauda. Fatima is not good looking. Aisha is twice more pretty. Sauda is 3 times more pretty. And now all of them, they will be 70 times more pretty. Nothing changed. The ugly is still ugly, and the pretty is still pretty. Nothing changed. And Aisha still, she feels that she is middle, between. She is not the top, because nothing changed. So what is the point of this stupidity? Nothing. Whoever said that to you is an idiot. And the
yeah,
guy,
indeed.
and later I look at his chair, it was empty, he left. You know, he could not take it no more. You know, it was too much potato for him. Honestly, they come to you with
They
answers.
have no brain. They have no brain.
They don't want to think, you know, they don't want to think.
No.
Yeah, but anyway, I know, I feel sorry for you because I thought you like to be 3 times more, 70 times more pretty, and now you will not be 70 times more pretty. Sorry for you, and you know, if I am you, I will accept Islam again because you want to be 70 times more pretty.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I hate it so much.
Yeah, it's a stupid
For
religion.
me, it's not logical. It's not logical
It's not
because it's a
about. It's not
commitment.
just about logic. It's about stupidity. You know, because
Yeah, it's stupid.
because there's things is not logical too. As an example, let us say, you know, when is it logical that Mary? I mean, logical according to science. Is it logical that Mary she have a child but she have no husband? That doesn't make sense, correct?
No, it
No,
doesn't
because
make sense.
science doesn't say such a thing. There's no woman she can have a child without. So the logic is saying that man plus women in bedroom, it's possible for them to have a child. Women alone, you leave her alone in the bedroom for 10 centuries, she will not have a child, correct?
Yeah.
So what we speak about logical is the purpose. So in Christianity, it makes sense that Jesus have no father because he is God who came to earth and he is not a son of any man. In Islam, does not make any sense. Because if this is a miracle, well, nobody can prove it. You know what I mean? If my mother, she claimed that she had me without having a man, who can prove it wrong? Nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyone can claim that. So what is the purpose of this then? God don't do miracles for showing off, especially if the miracle is nobody can prove it. There's a reason in Christianity that Jesus is born of a woman, but he have no father as a man, for he is the Son of God. This is his father. And Mary, she is not the wife of God. Mary is just a vessel where Jesus cometh through to this earth. To be born of the Jews so the Jews will accept, because the Jews, they were waiting for the Messiah, who is supposed he is born of a Jews tribe, who will lead them. So the purpose served the logic. And with the Messiah story in Christianity, there is a logic of Jesus is being born with no man. But in Islam, there is no logic. What Allah He proved by doing such a thing when nobody can witness? You see, if there's no witnesses for the miracle, then there's no purpose of the miracle. What is the purpose? God, He don't do a miracle for no reason. He do it so they might believe. Even the Quran confirmed that, so they might believe. So everything in the Bible, even the one which is not agreement with science, is logical when you connect it to the faith. It's not logical when you go by science. But by the faith, there is reasoning. Why Jesus is born, why he have no father, the faith explain, and that makes sense. But in science, such a thing is impossible. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you need to think about the logic in different approach, because logic is always have a let us say have an attitude where you are looking from what kind of attitude you are looking at. If I'm a Muslim now, I will always see my logic in different way, and I claim that I have a logic. You know, a Christian, he too, he claimed to have a logic. An atheist, he have his own logic. But reality is, which logic is really, if I strip myself from everything, from being Muslim, being Christian, or being atheist, a person who is looking for a truth, which one is more close to, let us say, enlighten my mind about something can be true? Then we will find where the truth. Otherwise, each one of those, he have his own logic, and they oppose each other. An atheist, he don't believe in God. He believed he was a mosquito, then he became a chicken, then he became a monkey, and then became a human. You cannot debate such a person, and yet he have no proof, by the way. I mean, all of it is a theory, and a theory is a theory. You know, if you believe that the unseen cannot be proven, like let's say God is unseen, what do you believe in unseen too? You know, you and as an atheist, you believe in Big Bang, which nobody's seen, and no witness for it, but you believe in it, and you teach it in school as a fact, when the fact, no fact about it. And one day, science will discover something new, and they will forget about the previous theory. This is what they do through history. In a certain time, the earth was a flat for scientists. After that, they discovered they are a bunch of fools, and now they forgot about it. So, science is a step of recognizing things, knowing things, by practice and by time. God is recognizing God even before seeing Him, if we are open for God to be received by us. An atheist is a person who will receive a signal from God, but he believes only the signal will come through a satellite, because he believes in science and machines. A Christian, he is a person who believes that he can receive a signal from God without satellite. His satellite is his heart, is his mind. And reality is that a human being is the one who made the satellite. So how the satellite can do what my heart cannot do? And I'm not talking about the technical part. I'm talking about, if I am capable of creating the satellite, can the satellite create me? You know what I mean? Because if they believe in Big Bang, that means Big Bang created them, and Big Bang, the result of it is creating them, and then they created the satellite, and then satellite make them recognize the Big Bang. How fool. So they do not recognize the Big Bang except by satellite. And what satellite give them? Pimples in the sky. Pimples. There's not even images. You see when NASA they make image? Yeah, in NASA when they make images, if you go to the NASA website, those are not true images. Those are like Photoshop images. So they add colors to them, they add circle to them, but in reality you don't see exactly the image you see in a picture. They try to make something out of it. I will tell you one thing before you go, so you can, because I don't want the atheist to drive you away from Christ. The American, they were talking about receiving signal from alien in different galaxy for more than 20 years something. Every day they receive the same signal. Every day, almost the same time. 20 years, and the newspaper, you can search it in the news. The newspaper talk about it, today they receive, blah, blah, and they are trying to understand the language, etc. And then after 20 years, they found that there is a guy who is making tea or coffee in the microwave. When they turn the microwave in certain time every day in the morning, they receive the signal. It was a microwave signal. It was just a guy making tea, and the news talk about it, and the atheists make article. The Christians, they are wrong, the religious are wrong, here we go, there's different creature, blah blah blah, etc. And make big fuss about it, and they became victorious supposedly. And then we find it was a stupid microwave. When the microwave broke, the signal stopped working, and there's no signal, and then they changed the microwave, there's no more signal. you know, and they are the one who discovered it was the microwave. So people who, this is how a human being can be delusionate to the point even scientists can accept that microwave is their new god. And they made a study and they are trying to analyze the messages and what does that mean. Maybe those are letters, maybe this is a sentence, maybe this is a message from etc., a different civilization. It is just a microwave. And the funny, they say, we received today a microwave, even they put the title, a microwave message. They knew it's a microwave message, but they do not know it's the microwave next door. So this is why I say stupidity is amazing, and stupidity can come from every kind of creatures, even those who claim to be scientists. This is what I wanted to say to you. So science is true, but science is not a belief. Science is a practice. The practice lead me to know. It's not really a belief. It is not even a discovery. We try to learn about things around us. This is what science is. We give you medicine. We keep trying medicine with rats. We kill millions of rats before we find a medicine to the human. And then when we give the medicine to the human, we tell the human that this medicine can cause heart attack, can cause blood bleeding, can cause blah 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 blah. You know, this is always, they write it in a small text in the box.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want you to read it, because if you read it, you will vomit, you will die before even taking the medicine. So where is the science?
Yeah.
There's no science. The science is nothing but a practice. They practice on you as a rat, and then if it works, they collect the money, and they have copyright over it, and nobody can make the drug which is supposedly made by science to serve a human being. But in fact, reality, it is not to serve a human being. They are fighting over money, how much money we will make. So even our science is evil, and the only medicine which have no return, or let us say nobody asks you for return, is the one is coming from the Messiah. Otherwise, all medicine in the world is not for free. And companies who make medicine, they are not doing it because they are doing charity. They just want to,
for sure.
They want to use you. So thank you,
Lately,
my sister.
we've seen this.
Thank you, my sister, for calling. I would like to hear you soon calling me and telling me the good news about you thinking or accepting the Messiah. Read the Bible, and I take my advice to live the story, not to read the story.
Yeah.
Anything else before we say goodbye to everybody from you?
No, thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, you are welcome. And we pray that your family will listen to you more, and your family, your mother especially, you know. And by the way, we as a Christians, we advise everybody, if you accept Christ, to love the Muslims. So if you become a Christian, I hope soon, love your mother, love your family.
Yeah, of course. I'm not like them.
Yeah, I even love them.
I don't
even love them more, you know, even love them more. And because Christ inside you will move you to love everybody around. So thank you for calling, and we pray for you.
Thank you.
To be
Bye, Sifi.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye.